Welcome to Southeastern 16, presented by FanDuel. I'm Chris Lee, joined by Chase Robinson and Jay Greason. We preview and predict outcomes on Texas A&M's trip to LSU. FanDuel has the Aggies about a 2.5-point favorite as of Monday morning with an over-under of 48.5. You can catch this game 6:30 Central on ABC. Before we get you to our preview, reminder, we are brought to you by Game Time Sidekicks. We all drink out of these lovely tumblers every week. Game Time Sidekicks makes officially licensed stainless steel drinkware. They've got every SEC team, over 350 other universities, stainless steel sippy cups, tumblers, 40-ounce bottles, and shaker cups. SE16 for the 20% discount to viewers on your entire order at GameTimeSidekicks.com. All right, gentlemen, interesting game for both these teams. I saw LSU in person last week. We'll be offering some thoughts on those guys. But, Chase, I'm going to kick it to you first. What stands out most in this matchup between LSU and Texas A&M?
Well, I think it changes, I guess, my view on this game of what we saw from LSU last week in their loss. To me, though, Texas A&M has just been looking good. They've been solid this year and been really impressed with Mike Elko in year two there with Texas A&M. So I feel like this game looks different. I still think that Texas A&M is just on a roll. Surprised me not if they play for the SEC championship. I really like what I've seen from A&M. LSU has some work to do, and really they have all season that we've seen just things stall out, them not be able to produce, the defense be better than the offense, all those type things. I feel like it's an interesting matchup, but to me, Texas A&M has just been on a roll.
Jay, your thoughts on this one? I think probably the interesting thing to me is the best units in this game are A&M's offense and LSU's defense, and I'm very interested to see how that plays out. LSU got a look at a mobile quarterback last week in Diego Pavia, who gave them fits. And now they'll see one in Marcel Reed, who, by the way, played his high school ball about a mile from where Diego Pavia currently plays in Nashville.
Well, I think a couple of things that really have to be pointed out here. You talked about what LSU saw. Look, Marcel Reed in that offense right now is multifaceted. LSU got pushed around the line of scrimmage by Vandy, and Diego Pavia went and made plays. I mean, Texas A&M, they've got a legion of difference-making offensive guys, from Concepcion to Craver to Marcel Reed to how you deal with their balance. And we talked about this in the live stream we finished on Monday, Chris. It is a true skill set and an asset if you can match up with somebody and go win a slobber knocker like A&M did against Auburn in a game that turned out to be 16-10 because they flexed defensively, and then go to Fayetteville and win a shootout where you give up 500-plus yards of total offense because the running quarterback went nuts. And Taylor Green, man, I know this is LSU, but Garrett Nussmeier is not going to present the difficulties to A&M that Taylor Green did. Garrett Nussmeier played good in Nashville. I'm not saying – I mean, he's beat up. He gets pressure on almost – he gets hit probably more than any quarterback not named Jackson Arnold in this league. And he delivered some great anticipation throws against Vandy that allowed them to even stay in that game, honestly. But if A&M doesn't have to worry about the mobility, the difficulty that Taylor Green, who accounted for 5 touchdowns and almost 350 yards of total offense, I really think LSU, if they're not going to be able to establish any type of running game with an offensive line, that now that we're getting closer to Halloween than we were to Labor Day, and we still don't know if LSU's offensive line is going to be, never mind good, just serviceable. I think this is a difficult spot. I do want to ask you this because I'm seeing something different. Is this game at 7:30 Eastern or 3:30 Eastern?
I think it's 7:30 is what I've got. What do you see?
FanDuel has it at 3:30 Eastern.
Okay.
And so now that may have changed. I'm not saying that's the Bible. I'm curious because that is a huge difference.
Yeah, no, it is. Baton Rouge at night is not a not a spot you want to be in at any time. Yeah, ESPN certainly currently got this at 6:30 Central on ABC. So I guess that settles it. But yeah, I think the running game, I would push back on a couple things about LSU's offense. I'll get to those in just a minute, but I'm going to stick to this side of the matchup because A&M's offense has been good all year. I'm going to skip the UTSA and Utah State games where they were good there too, but yards per play against Notre Dame, 7.1, 48 yards of total offense, 41 points. Against Auburn, only scored 16 points, but 6 yards of play, 414 yards of total offense. Mississippi State, 479 yards of offense, 31 points. Florida, just 319, but 34 points. And Arkansas, which is awful defensively, they put up 497 and 45 on the road. So consistency has been a hallmark of this offense. That has also been the case for LSU's defense. Now, LSU was without Whit Weeks last week against Vanderbilt, which put up a season-high 31, season-high in terms of what LSU had given up. Previous high was 24. Other than that, nobody had scored more than 10 against LSU. That is how elite this defense had been. It had only given up over 400 yards of offense. It really still has once. That was 480 to Ole Miss. Vanderbilt got 399 on the nose. Might have been more if not for a couple of kneel downs. I think watch the health of Weeks if they get him back. Even without him, they're still pretty good. Their secondary is elite. Maybe their defensive line is not what it once was and could get bullied a little bit by a good offensive line. You saw that last week against Vanderbilt. And by the way, speaking of offensive lines, A&M's is good and it's old. So that's something to watch there too, guys.
Yeah, it is. And that's part of the reason, because you look at A&M and the way they're able to run the ball. You got Owens, you got Moss, who have been fantastic. Marcel Reed's been great running the ball. And then obviously success in the air as well with Craver and Concepcion. But the way they've been able to block up front is a huge part of why they're able to do what they're able to do. Marcel Reed is able to work. We see that with other teams in the SEC that have good quarterbacks. They can't do anything. And so I think we need to give a lot of credit to Texas A&M up front for being able to make it happen offensively, because without those guys, we wouldn't be seeing the offensive numbers right now that we are.
Yeah, and I'm going to flip sides in the matchup, but before I do, one other thing about A&M, just doesn't turn the ball over. LSU forces a few turnovers, but when you're able to hang on to it and not give other teams opportunities, that makes your offense even harder to stop. All right, Jay, I said I was going to push back on a couple of things. LSU's offensive line, I thought last week, again, I saw them in person. I'm in the press box sometimes watching it through binoculars. I thought it was a mixed bag. That there were times that they opened holes for some big plays in the running game. But man, when Vanderbilt sent guys, Nussmeier had dudes in his face all day. Tyree Adams, their starting left tackle, got hurt. I think late in the first half, that didn't help things. I thought Nussmeier last week was terrific. I thought he was making throws with dudes almost hanging off him. Now, health is a question. He's had injuries in a couple of different places. I really thought that kid hung in there and was really tough. But protection is going to be the issue with them that I'm a little worried about. Now, A&M's defense has been a little bit leaky in terms of giving up some yards and points. It's given up 40 to Notre Dame, gave up 42 to Arkansas. Now, those are two, maybe top 5 explosive offenses in college football. So let's use that for context. That is certainly not what LSU is. But LSU has got some dudes. So when you get the ball in their hand, if Nussmeier's got time to get it out, Trey'Dez Green is maybe your best tight end in the conference at this point. He's 6'8". He is a nightmare matchup. You got some other guys. Barry Brown is a big play guy, even though he's kind of inconsistent. You got the Andersons. You got Xavier Thomas, who had a big play, got a short pass and pretty much outrun the entire Vanderbilt defense last week. So, like, there's a universe in which LSU can play some offense. Issue for them, I think, is going to be pass rush. A&M's got 18 sacks so far, and again, Vanderbilt showed that to be an issue. But I did see, Jay, some signs of life with them. LSU does have some offensive talent, and if they can get Nussmeier the time to get the ball off, they are still capable of doing some stuff. And keep in mind, they've been better the last 2 weeks. Not outstanding, but they've been better.
Yes. And, I mean, I don't really know how to address the statement LSU's got some talent. Well, of course they do. They're LSU, man. I mean, they got a litany of five-star dudes walking out of there. I mean, every time you turn on a Sunday NFL broadcast, there's like some dude running around the perimeter making a play, and you went, "Oh yeah, that dude went to LSU." This game swings. You can talk about all you want to, but look, you're 100% right. Garrett Nussmeier played his best game of the season on Saturday. He is the reason that they were close, because that dude took hit after hit. And you were in the press box, Chris. How many times did he throw the ball 3 full seconds with touch before the guy even broke to where he was supposed to be? I mean, he made, and I'm not saying he's anywhere close to this level of prospect, but watching him Saturday, he made a litany of throws that felt Peyton Manning-esque.
Yes.
Where he was 1, 2, 3. I got to throw it. Now the guy's open. Yes, it dropped into his basket. So, and that's because the offensive line, look, man, this is no longer projection. This is production. And in terms of LSU's offensive line, it's a lack of it. And when it comes to, I think Mike Elko defensively is going to have a whole lot of plans as a guy with a defensive background on getting pressure. Taylon Green torched A&M, but Taylon Green's a different dude than who Garrett Nussmeier is. I'm not saying 100% better. I'm just saying different. And Nussmeier's not a runner. So you stand back there, and it's like a piñata at a 7-year-old birthday party. Everybody's going to take a swing at it.
Yeah, I just was super impressed with him. I think A&M, like the blueprint was on display. Like when he's good, he can get you. I think the key for A&M here to keep something bad from happening is just going to be don't let big plays happen to you, which has been a big issue. Like if he gets the ball off, his guys can make some plays. And I know Chase, big plays have been kind of a bugaboo for A&M the last couple of years.
Yeah, they have a big one, and we've seen that's how teams have had success on them. I don't think that's as much of an issue this year, and I think they have definitely corrected that. But that has been a problem that I think they spent a lot of time addressing in the offseason with who they brought in, with how they've structured this team. So I think that's less of a problem now, but something I think every team will try to target when they play A&M.
All right, let's do picks if you guys are ready. Jay, we'll start with you. And by the way, when we're done with picks, I want to get some opinions on the over/under too, and what kind of game this will be. We'll do those after the picks. But Jay, let's start with you. Who are you taking and why?
I'm taking LSU to win the football game out of just simply Brian Kelly desperation. At night, if it is at night, who knows? I mean, ESPN will tell us when the game is, like Wednesday, I guess. At night, Death Valley, a desperate back against the wall moment. And this will be a referendum game on Brian Kelly. And I firmly believe he knows the stakes. So I'm taking LSU to win the game outright because that's what this league is this year.
Chase?
I'm going to go with Texas A&M. I just think they're the better team in the matchup. It will be because I go back to what Jay said earlier, like Texas A&M finds ways to win games, whether it's offensively or defensively. I think they're just the better team in this one. I think they win it. I think it'll be close because of Brian Kelly and he knows what's at stake, but I think Texas A&M is the better team. They win on the road.
Yeah, I'm going to go A&M too. A&M has already won road games at Notre Dame, which is probably that if that's not the best win in college football this year, it's probably Oregon going to Indiana. I mean, take your pick. It's almost a toss up there, or excuse me, Indiana going into Oregon and winning. And I think maybe just A&M's ability to hang on to the ball with possessions, convert third downs. You saw that's how Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt beat LSU last week. Just hold the ball for longer than LSU did. I fear that could be a recipe if you're LSU that could be problematic. I think between the fact that A&M has won a couple of road games already and just style there, but hey, I could see LSU winning. You feel kind of dumb to pick against LSU in Baton Rouge, but I think that's more of an endorsement of what I think of A&M than it is an indictment of what I think is still a pretty good LSU football team. All right, we're going to get to – I want to get your picks on the over-under in just a minute. That's 48.5. Before we do, a quick reminder, we are brought to you by the Yearly Company. Hey, guys, get your Christmas shopping done ahead of time. Yearly Company, these guys are a Nashville-based fine jewelry company, and, man, they can make your Christmas shopping so much easier. What you need to do is go and get their sizing kit. That comes free at checkout. Use code SE16KIT. That'll get you 100% off your sizing kit at checkout. From there, once you know your size, you select from their pieces. They are handcrafted from solid 14-karat gold natural gemstones, made to measure for a perfect fit, backed by a lifetime guarantee. Every Yearly Company bangle is custom size. Knowing your size is most important, so get that sizing kit. Anyway, get that stuff done before Christmas. Go to Yearly Company. Get your Christmas shopping done ahead of time. Also, protect your phone with Rockform, the world's strongest phone case. We all use them. We swear by them. I love their vent clip for your car. Those are great to keep your phone in front of you. Extreme protection, super strong magnets. Rockform.com, that's ROKFORM.com is where you go for your phone stuff. SEC25 gets you 25% off. Also brought to you by Hovey Dry Goods. I'm a Titans fan. My team stinks. I got 2 Titans hats I love, and I wear them all the time because they are super cool hats. You can find your team's hat hopefully at Hovey too. They offer high-quality headwear, great fit, unique designs. Bad Beat, BADBEAT, gets you 15% off your entire order. Okay, I'm going to get y'all's opinions on the over-under 48.5. Who are we taking here, guys?
I'm definitely going over that.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 touchdowns in a game like this, dynamic defenses, create turnovers. Texas A&M team that consistently puts up 400-plus yards a game. And that may actually be my favorite bet on the board. But I don't know if we can get through this thing without these numbers are staggering to me. If you consider in the betting realm, FanDuel, LSU to make the playoff is now plus 920. Texas A&M to make the playoff, minus 700, which means you've got to bet $700 to win 100.
Chase, what are you thinking on the total?
I mean, I would definitely take the over in this one. I mean, I think there's going to be there's going to be a lot going on there because of a lot of the reasons that we talked about. But yeah, I would definitely go with over that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat too. I think LSU's offense is getting better. A&M's offense has just been so hard to stop. I mean, minimum point total 16 against Auburn. Other than that, 31's been the low offensive output in terms of points, and that's come against some good defenses. Florida's got a good defense. Auburn, even the 16 points there felt like A&M probably should have had more. Anyway, we'll be here to recap the game when it's over. Subscribe to the channel, enable your notifications so you see when we go live. We cover baseball, football, and basketball here at the channel. For Jay Greason and Chase Robinson, I'm Chris Lee. God bless you. Thank you for watching. You've been watching Southeastern 16, presented by FanDuel.